Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next lesson. We're going to talk about first day nerves. Now, when you see the word nerves, nerves are actually these endings, sensitive endings in your body. But what it means here is the first day on the job when you're nervous, when you feel a little bit uncomfortable. So we're going to look at that and we're going to discuss that topic and in the process, look at the grammar related to infinitives. An infinitive is the to plus the verb, to run, to go, to be nervous. And then we're going to look at vocabulary, which are verbs that take infinitives. I try to go. I forgot or forget to do something. So verbs that require an infinitive after it. We're going to look at which those are. And finally, we're going to practice speaking, using and how to speak or say the infinitives. All right, so let's get started. We have here in the quote above, what do I need to do? It's important not to be late. Now, if you notice, not to be is the infinitive. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on is after the main verb, it is important, then we have this infinitive. Now, before we start with grammar, we're going to look at some very interesting ideas on the first day on the job. So let's look at this. How to survive your first day in office. Now, can you remember your first day on the job? Maybe you've had maybe you've had only one job. Do you remember the first day of that job? For those of you who have had many, maybe you're less nervous now, but the first couple jobs, that first day, you were like, I hope people like me and I hope I like the job. So there was a bit of, there was some, it was uncomfortable, but you were nervous. Everybody gets nervous on their first day at any job, but these tips can help you get it right. So here we go, a top tip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read this for you, and I want you to repeat after me for pronunciation. So I'm going to say a sentence. You can pause it, record it, your own voice, or practice saying the same sentence and maybe make comparisons so that you can improve your pronunciation. So let's get started. Wake up early, have breakfast, wash and get dressed. Wear smart work clothes, but not too smart. Smart, but not too smart. Now, smart means rather formal, but not too formal. Next, check the weather forecast to make sure your clothes are right. And if you're driving, check traffic reports to see if there are any problems. All right, what's the top tip here? You can think about that and answer it. Now, if you need more time, pause the recording because I'm going to go a little bit faster now. Plan to arrive at least 10 minutes early, but not more than 20 minutes. Not more than 20. You don't want to look too enthusiastic. Enthusiastic means excited. Say hello to people, smile, and use this time to ask questions. Top tip, here we have the end here. If you can't, admit it and say, sorry, I've forgotten your name. Okay, so what's the top tip? This is important. Next, offer to make coffee or bring water for your colleagues. And then next, then at 12 o'clock, don't be the first person to ask about lunch. Wait to see what everybody else does. Don't look too eager to take a break from work. You want to appear that you want to appear as if you enjoy it, even if you don't. By the way, do you enjoy your job? Maybe we'll have a discussion about that. Job satisfaction. How much or how well do you like your job? We'll talk about that. And you can talk about that with a speaking partner. Be prepared to have problems. Many bosses give new employees some difficult work on their first day to see how they manage. So this is a test. Right off the bat. Right off the bat means right from the beginning. Next, if you go to a meeting, listen, keep quiet, and take notes. Next, don't think that staying late will impress your boss. It won't, at least not on your first day. Go home. All right. These are very interesting tips. I'm curious if all of you have followed these tips in the past, or which tip do you think is not right? Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's a bad piece of advice. Let's talk about that. All right, we're going to move back up here. You've got some reading. I've actually done some of the reading, so you can answer these questions below. You can reread it again if you want. Then we have listening, lots of listening files for you to check. And remember, the listening is so very important. If you don't understand what someone says, you won't be confident in your reply because you'll be thinking, am I answering the right question or did I misunderstand it? All right, we're going to go to the vocabulary and grammar. I'm going to help you with this. I'll give you just a few seconds, so pause the recording if you want to think more about the answer. Number one, to arrive at least 10 minutes early. The answer is plan. Number two, to make coffee. Offer to make coffee. Number three, you don't to annoy other people on day one. Want, you don't want to annoy. And number four, to solve the problem yourself first. Try to solve. Try to solve. Now we're going to go down to the vocabulary bank, but this is actually done for you. So you've got here, you're going to have to fill in the blank. The first one's done for you. We've decided to go to France for our holiday. And we're going to go back up and we're going to just take a look at these. This is really important, so I want to talk about it. Let's match the letters with the numbers. So A, B, and C are example sentences. 1, 2, 3 are the rules that govern or sort of follow the rules that are attached to that sentence or that deal or relate to that sentence. Let's look at A. Check the weather forecast to make sure your clothes are right. What's the answer? To give a reason, I think, to give a reason to do something. Decide what to wear the night before. After a question word like what, you see here, what to wear. And then finally, don't be afraid to ask. Here we have an adjective, and then we have the infinitive, afraid to ask, happy to see, scared to ask. All right, now let's go to the grammar bank because we're going to look at infinitives, and I'm going to read these for you. You need to be on time. Try not to talk too much. So if we look at number one here, we use infinitives with to after some verbs. Now, which verbs? You're just going to have to remember them, actually. Want, need, would like, and there are others on page 158. I can provide that for you at a later date, or actually, we might put that in the homework. Now, we also look at this. It's nice. It'll be nice to meet you. It's important not to be late. These are adjectives. We've just looked at those. Number three, I don't know where to go or what to do. These are the question words. And why did you wear a suit? To make a good impression. I wore a suit to make a good impression. To say why you did something. I came to school to learn English. In order to learn English, you can also say that. Now, remember that we use the infinitive without to with auxiliary verbs. So all of these examples earlier were with to. If we use auxiliary verbs, can, do, won't, would, no, we don't use the to in there. Don't, do you to live? No, do you live? Can you to help? No, can you help? I won't to forget? No. You want to forget, but you won't forget. Want, won't. Do you hear the difference? Finally, what would you do? Not what would you to do. All right, lots to do here. And we're going to go to pronunciation. Now you're going to practice these with the audio files. These are great. Listen to the 3 sentences. Is too stressed? How is it pronounced? So in each of these, you're going to notice that the to is pronounced slightly differently depending on the sentence. And this is how we start to begin to speak like a native. So pay attention to 7.4. Linking verbs with the same consonant. Now here's something you want to remember. When you have words ending in T and then words beginning in T, like this, want to, then you combine them. Watch this. Want to, want to. You only say t once, not twice. We don't say want to, we say want to, want to. Only once. We combine them. This is when they have the same sound. The end of one word, the beginning of the other has the same sound. T or D are the most common. Then we combine the sound. So you can practice that a bit. And you'll learn more about that later in this series. All right, then you've got a very important speaking section here, listening here and speaking. There's your homework. And of course, down here is all of the answers very conveniently located. So you can quickly see where you are. These, of course, are the text for the audio files, and the darkened squares are the answer key. You've got some work to do. Happy studying, and speak to you very soon. Bye-bye.